Anthony Sarah. I'm in group 19. I'm here to talk about database and data warehouse. What is a database? A database is designed to supply real-time information. A database is a collection of related data which represents some elements in the real world. A database is designed to be built and populated for data for a specific task. It is also blocking your data solution. Characteristics of data warehouse: 1. Subject-oriented. 2. Integrated. 3. Time-variant. 4. Persistent and non-versatile. Subject-oriented. A data warehouse typically provides information on topics such as sales, inventories, chain, rather than company operation. Integrated. A data warehouse combines information from various sources such as files, cloud, relational database, file, structure. Time variant. Time variant, these are keys. Example: month, date, time. It is practically represented.
Good afternoon, my name is Amon Bural. I'm going to continue from where my colleagues talk. I'm going to talk about the benefits of the data warehouse, goals of the data warehouse, and maintaining a data warehouse, also data warehouse architecture. So now, benefits of the data warehouse. It helps in understanding business trends and making better forecasting decisions. It also helps in providing capabilities to analyze large amounts of data. It's also an effective method to manage demands and lots of information from lots of users. So now let's go to the goals of a data warehouse. It helps in maintaining the organization's historical information. It helps also the foundation of good decision making. It helps in reporting as well as making a very good analysis. Now, maintaining a data warehouse, one step is data extraction. That is, it involves the gathering of large amounts of data from different sources. The next step is data cleaning. That is the process of analyzing it for errors, checking that there are any errors there. Then the cleanup data, that is now converted to a data format which will be stored in the data warehouse. So once it's stored in the warehouse, the data goes through sorting, consolidating, and summarizing so that it will be easier for end users to use. Now let's go to that single-tier architecture. Single-tier architectures are hardly used in the creation of data warehouses for real-time systems. They are often used for batch and real-time processing to process operational data. Now, Tier 2 architecture. In Tier 2 architecture design, the analytical process is separated from the business process. The point of this is to increase the number of levels and control efficiency. Tier 3 architecture. The Tier 3 architecture design has the top, middle, and bottom tier. These are also known as source layers, reconcile layer, and data warehouse layer. This design is used for systems with long life cycles. So regardless of the tier, all warehouse architectures must meet the same 5 properties: that's separation, scalability, extensibility, security, and administrability. So this way I'm going to tell my colleague is continue from where I started.
Actually, my name is Ayoku Jamel Koreni. I'm to continue from where my colleagues stopped on the presentation about the meaning of database and data warehouse. Though they've given the definition, meaning, usefulness, benefits, attributes of database and data warehouse. So I'm to continue on the differences between database and data warehouse, similarities between database and data warehouse, advantages of database and data warehouse, and disadvantages. Similarity between a database and a data warehouse. The similarity between a database and a data warehouse is that both systems have maintained data in form of table, index, columns, views, and keys. So I'll move on to the advantages of database and the data warehouse. One of the advantages of a database and data warehouse serve as historical archive of relative data. 2, it can be shared across key departments of maximum usefulness. Differences between database and data warehouse. A database is an application-oriented collection of data, while a data warehouse is a subject collection of data. This means a data is designed to record data, while a data warehouse is designed to analyze voluminous data. The disadvantages of database and data warehouse is that its uses of multiple sources can cause inconsistency in the data, and input errors can damage the integrity of the information. of the archive?
In accordance with what my group members have already talked about, I'll be talking about what is a data warehouse and what it is used for. So a data warehouse is an information storage system that is used for historical data and that can be analyzed in numerous ways. Companies and other organizations draw data from data warehouse to gain insight into past performance, to plan improvements to their daily operations. Yeah. So also, what are the components? Okay, so talking about the components of a data warehouse, the typical components of data warehouse are divided into four. Yeah, there are four main components of a typical data warehouse, which are the central database. We have data integration, metadata, and data warehouse tools. Yeah. So talking about the central database serves as the foundation for your data warehouse, while the data integration is a situation whereby the data is pulled from source systems and modified to align information for rapid analytical consumption using ETL, which is using ETL. Then we have metadata. Metadata is about your data. It specifies the source, the uses, the values, and other rapid and other features of data sets in your data warehouse. We have the data warehouse tools, which are the access tools that helps us to interact with the data in your data warehouse. Yeah. So also we have benefits of data warehouse. So the benefits of a data warehouse also include understanding business trends to make better forecasting decisions. So data warehouse also helps us to design and perform well enormous amounts of data. Yeah, the structure of data warehouses are more accessible for end users to navigate, understand, and query. Yeah, so queries that would be complex in many normalized databases would be easier to build and maintain in data warehouse. That's the difference between data warehouse and other sources. Yeah, so data warehousing is an efficient method to manage demands for lots of information from lots of users. So data warehouse helps us to do things in bulk. Yeah, so also there are stages of creating a data warehouse. So these stages include determining the business objective and its key performance indicators, collecting and analyzing the appropriate information, identifying the core business processes that contribute key data, constructing a conceptual data model that shows how the data are displayed to the end user, also locating the source of the data, and establishing a process for feeding data into the warehouse, then to establish a tracking duration. So data warehouse can become widely. Many are built with levels of archiving so that older information is retained in less detail. Then we have the last one, which is implementing the data plan. So in summary to what I and my group members have said, I would like to say that a data warehouse is a company's repository of information about its business and how it has performed over time, created with input from employees in search of its key departments. It is the source for analysis that reveals the company's past success, that's their past experiences and failures, and informs in the decision.